Springfield. You can save up to $9,000 off MSRP on every new Toyota in stock.
With over 400 new Toyotas available,
you'll drive home in the one you want.
Plus, mention this commercial, you'll receive 4 years no-cost maintenance with your new purchase.
Stop in today and see why Conicelli Toyota of Springfield is a nice place to do business.
All right, maybe you need to save some money after all that holiday shopping you've done. Dozens of tax breaks, as it turns out, that could boost your bottom line are about to expire and do so at the end of the year. Now, it's not too late to cash in, and here to tell us how we do it is Gene Marks. Gene is a CPA, and he's the owner of a small business himself, the Marks Group. Good morning, Gene. It's nice to see you. Thanks for helping us out this morning. I'm good. Now, this is, and I say helping us out because I think a lot of these things are things maybe people are not aware of, and if we go through 4 or 5 of them, people watching might take advantage of one and help them save us save a few bucks. Let's start with sales tax. The sales tax deduction, in particular, right, for people who are living in these states that have no state taxes?
Yeah, that's correct. So if you're living, like millions of people are living in a state with no sales taxes, there's, or excuse me, no income taxes.
Right.
There's 7 of those states, like Florida and Texas. Hopefully, you're taking a deduction for the sales tax that you're paying. That deduction ends at the end of the year. So the advice that I have for you is that if you're thinking of buying like a big ticket item, a car or a refrigerator, and you're living in one of those 7 states with no income tax, buy that stuff now so you can fully take advantage of that sales tax deduction before the year ends.
All right, let me ask you about education, higher education, and the deduction there for students. And I'm sure some parents watching would want to know what they should be taking advantage of before the year runs out.
Right. Many of us are allowed to take a deduction for tuition. So if you're paying any kind of higher education tuition, and that's really not just college, but also trade school, technical school, and tuition for things like expenses like books, for example, you can deduct up to $4,000 for that every year. Unfortunately, that deduction is going away at the end of 2014. So if you have the ability to prepay any of that tuition, get it into this year now so you can fully take advantage of the tax deduction.
All right, small business. As I mentioned coming in, you're a small business owner yourself. You speak about these issues. A lot of people watching, no doubt, in the same spot. What do they need to know?
Well, there's a big deduction for small businesses that's really pretty much going away at the end of this year. Most small business owners like to buy capital equipment, Connell, like computers or furniture or just equipment for their business. You can deduct up to $500,000 of that equipment right away without depreciating it. That deduction is going away at the end of this year. So if you're a small business owner, you're thinking of buying that computer or that piece of equipment, buy it now before the end of the year so you can fully take advantage of that deduction, because I don't think that's going to be around in 2015.
Well, that's what I'm talking about, where people may have owned a business for years, but they don't know about the changes that have happened. And then next thing you know, the clock runs out, it expires on them. Ah, man, I should have done that. Classroom for teachers, another one that's very important. What do they need to know?
Many teachers, like for example, my wife is a school teacher as well in Philadelphia. A lot of times teachers take money out of their own pockets to pay for classroom expenses. Not uncommon, like books, supplies for their kids. You can deduct $250 if you do that on your own. However, that deduction is expiring at the end of December. So if you're a school teacher, spend the money now up to $250. You can take that deduction now. Don't wait until 2015 because that deduction has gone away.
And finally, Gene, everybody knows you can write off a lot of charitable deductions, but in particular for people who are a little on the older side, they may want to listen up this year. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. So the rule is if you're over 70 years old, 70 and a half years old, you can pull money out from your retirement account, your IRA. That money is taxable to you. However, if you take that same money and give it to a charity before the end of the year, it's not taxable to you at all. So if you're thinking of giving money away to a charity and you're pulling money out of your IRA, do it now before the end of the year. You can have no taxes on that and give it to the charity of your choice.
I have no doubt you helped out a few people, and that's all that matters. Happy New Year, Gene. Thanks for coming on.
Happy New Year. Hope that saves some money.
Yep. Coming up, Pakistan is furious with a U.S. television series. Why that country is calling out Showtime's Homeland this morning. You've got to hear this to believe it out of Pakistan. And then